Ang math ay easy lang. Basta't alam mo kung paano sumunod sa mga rules and regulations nito. Ako po si Ma'am Carol, isang guro ng mathematics.
Hello mga kamath! Ang video natin ngayon ay tungkol sa practice problems regarding functions. Ito ay kasama pa rin sa mga review para doon sa mas lalong ikakatuto natin sa subject na calculus. So for our first problem, we are asked to perform the indicated function evaluation. So ang ibig sabihin ng evaluation dun sa kung itatama natin or itutugma natin dun sa last video natin, ang gagawin lang natin ay itong value na narito ay isa-substitute natin sa variable x ng function natin. So our function is defined to be r of x is equal to the square root of 3 plus x minus the quotient 4 over x plus 1. So, gagawin natin, we will substitute all x's with 6. At doon naman sa second part ay we are going to substitute all x's with the expression x to the 4th power minus 3. So, ano yung kaibahan nilang dalawa? Yung una, isang number lang yung ipapalit natin dun sa x. But here, dun sa second expression, ay isang buong mathematical expression ang ipapalit natin dun sa x natin. Okay? So, let's proceed. Ito yung buong solution para doon sa letter A. So, what happened here? So, nakalagay naman dito yung mga reasons kung bakit nangyari yung mga expression na to. Let's start from the very beginning. So, ang una muna ay by substitution, meaning pinalitan natin yung mga x's ng number na 6. So, we got r of 6 is equal to the square root of 3 plus 6 minus 4 over 6 plus 1. So, lahat ng mga x natin dito ay pinalitan lang natin ng 6. What's the next thing? Ang susunod na gagawin natin ay, for these two expressions, we are going to do addition. So, yung 3 plus 6 is equal to 9. And then, dito naman, 6 plus 1, yung denominator, naging 7. So, we are left with the expression, the square root of 9 minus 4 over 7. Ngayon, itong square root of 9 natin is a perfect. Yung 9 actually, 9 lang, ay perfect square. Therefore, pag in-extract natin yung square root na yan, ang makukuha natin ay integer. And the square root of 9, by extracting square root, is positive and negative 3. And then, isinunod lang natin yung minus 4 over 7 kasi wala naman tayong ginawa sa kanya. So, it's already on its simplest form for this particular step. Ngayon, dito naman sa susunod natin, ang purpose dito, bakit naglagay ng identity element na minultiply dito sa plus and minus square root of plus and minus 3, ay dahil gusto nating i-combine yung whole number na positive negative 3 doon sa fraction na 4 over 7. So what we do is find the least common denominator, and this time it's 7. So ang gagawin natin doon sa whole number na 3, we multiplied it with the fraction 7 over 7. Bakit tinawag yan na identity element? It's because 7 over 7 is equal to 1. And when we multiply plus and negative 3 by 1, parang wala naman tayong binago. Which is actually our aim. Kasi ayaw naman natin na magkaroon ng pagbabago dun sa value ng buong expression. So, when we multiply it with 7 over 7 so that we get the LCD, ang nangyari, yung 3 times 7 becomes 21. And then 4, wala naman tayong ginawa doon, so minus 4. And then eventually, yung denominator niya, naging isang buong 7 na. Kasi pareho na sila ng denominator. So, LCD. Okay? And then, yung last natin, since these are two numbers, so dalawa yung magiging answer natin. Isa para dun sa positive 21 minus 4 at saka isa para sa negative 21 minus 4 over 7. So, yung positive 21 minus 4, the answer for that is 13. So, 13 over 7 as a whole, that's the answer. And then, dun sa negative naman, negative 21 minus 4 is negative 25 over 7. So, there are actually there are actually two values associated with x is equal to 6. So, if we are going to map it, yun dun sa ginawa nating mapping na may dalawang oval, yung 6 dito na nasa domain, nakamap siya sa dalawang value ng y, which is positive 13 over 7 at saka negative 25 over 7. Okay. Para naman dun sa letter B, wherein we are going to substitute x with the expression x to the fourth minus 3. This is just very easy kasi wala naman masyado tayong gagawin na mga operation kasi may x pa din. So what happens is, itong x na to, pinalitan natin ng buong x to the fourth minus 3. So, doon pa rin yung square root, nandun pa rin yung 3, and then yung x naging x to the fourth minus 3. And then, dun sa right part naman ng expression, we have minus 4 over, itong x na to, pinalitan natin ng x to the fourth minus 3 plus 1. So, the next thing to do is to simplify this expression, and 3 minus 3, of course, that's 0. So, ang naiwan na lang sa loob ay x to the fourth power. Okay? And then, yun namang right side, inalis natin yung, or nag-add tayo ng signed numbers, negative 3 plus 1. The answer for that is negative 2. So, we are left with yung denominator dun sa right side of the expression, x to the fourth minus 2. And, syempre, parang ang pangit tingnan, di ba, pagka magkahiwalay. So, ang gagawin natin, pag-iisahin natin yan. So, yun yung magiging purpose natin. But before we do that, extract muna natin yung square root ng x to the fourth power. So, bali, ang mangyayari dyan, hahatiin mo lang sa gitna, or you're going to divide the x to the fourth power. Yung fourth power, just divide it by 2. The answer is x squared. So, yun yung square root niya. Wala na yan plus minus. It's because x squared is positive naman lagi eh. So, there. Tapos, if we are going to get the LCD, so parang yung ginawa din natin dito, we multiplied the same expression sa numerator and denominator. So, kung ano yung denominator dito, yun din yung minultiply natin. Take note, eto yan, di ba? X to the fourth minus 2, sa denominator may x to the fourth minus 2. So, minultiply natin siya. So, there you go. So, ayun yung nangyari. And then, we distributed yung x squared dun sa x to the fourth minus 2. So, x squared to the times x to the fourth, that's x to the sixth. And then, x squared times negative 2, that's negative 2x squared. Tapos, in-attach lang natin yung negative 4. Ito na yung final answer natin. In-attach na lang din natin yung denominator. Mas maganda kasing tingnan nito kasi this is just a single quotient. Isang expression lang siya. Unlike this, kung dito tayo tumigil, we are left with two expression which is x squared at saka minus 4 over x to the 4 minus 2. So, mas maganda pag-isahin natin siya just like what we have done here. So, this is the final answer. So, for our problem 2, we are asked to compute for the difference quotient of the function. Now, take note, I want you to remember this difference quotient. Laging binabanggit ito sa calculus. And what is the meaning of this? The difference quotient is defined as f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Standard tong expression na to. Okay? So, yan lagi yung susundin natin kapag ka binabanggit yung difference quotient. Now, may ibang notation or convention ang difference quotient. So, minsan hindi h ang ginagamit. Ang ginagamit dyan, delta x. So, pagka delta x, it would be f of x plus delta x minus f of x divided by delta x. Okay? So, let's proceed. So, we are given a function f of t is equal to 2t squared minus 3t plus 9. Okay? And we are asked to compute for the difference quotient na ito. Okay? Now, what's next? So, for our solution, ang una muna natin ginawa is, take note, diba dito merong f of x plus h. Dito meron tayong f of t. So, what do we need? Ang kailangan natin, f of t plus h. So that this expression will coincide with the first expression ng difference quotient natin. So, yung x, lalagyan mo lang din ng h. So, this time, since t yung variable natin, yung t, yun yung a-addan natin ng h. So, what happened is, 2, ito yun yung 2 pa rin na yun. And then, yung t na to, gagawin mo lang t plus h. So, wala kang papalitan ng mga other numbers dyan. So, yung squared pa rin siya. Take note, dito t lang yung may square. Dito yung buong expression na t plus h. And then, minus. Okay? And then, 3. Tapos, itong t na to magiging t plus h. Naka-parenthesis pa rin. Just like this one. And then, plus 9. So, we have now the entire expression for f of t plus h. What's the next step? The next step is to combine itong numerator natin. So, ano lang yung gagawin natin? Yung nakuha natin na expression na to, ima-minus natin doon sa expression na ito. Okay? So, look at this. F of t plus h minus f of t is, kunin mo lahat to, ilagay mo sa loob ng bracket, and then minus, kasi sabi minus daw, diba? So, minus yan. Tapos yung f of t natin, itong buong ito, ilalagay mo naman sa pangalawang bracket. So, we haven't changed anything. Pinagsama lang natin sila. Ngayon, may purpose ako kung bakit ko siya ginawang red at saka purple dito. Kasi may computation ako dito to explain kung ano yung nangyari. Okay? So, what's next? So, as I have said, meron akong sub-computation dito. Kasi, take note, dito sa red na to, meron tayong t plus h squared. So, kung natatandaan niyo yung algebra nyo, ang ibig sabihin nun, i-square mo yung binomial, squaring a binomial, this is equal to t plus h times t plus h. And when you multiply it using FOIL method, t times t is t squared, h times h is h squared. Tapos ito magiging th and then th, so 2th. Okay, so yan yung magiging expression niya. And then, ito namang purple na to, what's gonna happen is, if you're going to distribute negative 3 with t plus h, what happens is magkakaroon ka ng, so negative 3 times t, it's negative 3t, and then negative 3 plus h, or multiplied to h, you have negative 3h. Okay, so dinistribute lang natin siya doon. Now, applying all computations, ito, pagsamahin natin, ipapasok na natin doon. So, simplifying the right side of the equation, ito yun, di ba? So, nagiging super haba na siya. So, take a look at this. Kaya ginawa ko siya dito sa right para matanggal ko na yung mga brackets na yan, mga grouping symbols. Kasi pag nangyari yun, parang mas maging simple na siya. So, take note, ito yung 2. Tapos, ito yung na-solve natin dito sa red. So, ayan yun, diba? So, ito siya. Naka-parenthesis pa rin kasi meron siyang coefficient na 2. Okay? So, mamaya, pagsasamahin pa rin natin siya. We're going to distribute 2 later. Tapos, ito naman, itong dalawang to ay galing dito sa purple na to. So, that's it. And then, plus 9. It's just being attached. Tapos, ito, what happens here is, dinistribute lang yung negative sign dun sa tatlong expressions inside. So, what happened is, naging negative 2t squared. Take a look at this. Yan na. And then, ito, negative, at saka negative, naging positive. And then, negative times positive ay naging negative. So, ayan siya. Alright? So, bago tayo mag-proceed sa distribution nito, ang ginawa ko naman, paikliin muna natin yung mga expression. So, pag may nakita ka na pwedeng i-cancel, cancel. So, for this, tinan mo, yung negative 3 t at saka positive 3, pwede na siyang mawala. So, ito yon, nagkaroon siya ng slash. And then, yung positive 9 at saka negative 9, pwede nang alisin. So, nagkaroon siya ng slash. We will be left dito sa kanang parte ng negative 3h at saka negative 2t squared. So, what's next? Yan. So, eto na yung naiwan, tong dalawa na to. Kasi nawala na yung mga iba. So, dito naman, ginawa ko siyang blue kasi sabi ko nga, we are going to distribute positive 2 doon sa trinomial, doon sa loob. Okay? So, what happens is, eto, pag gagawin natin yon, magiging, yung 2, i-multiply natin doon, magiging 2t squared. Ito, multiply natin doon, magiging 40h. And then, ito, multiply natin doon, magiging 2h squared. Okay? So, para malinaw. So, yan. So, what happens pag nung in-attach na natin yung trinomial na to dito, meron pa ulit tayong makikita na pwede nating i-cancel. Yung 2t squared at saka negative 2t squared dun sa dulo, pwede pa pala siyang i-cancel out. So, ayun yun. So, aalisin natin siya. And then, ano na lang naiwan? Tatlo na lang, di ba? 40h plus h squared minus 3h. Are we finished with this? Not yet. Because, kailangan natin difference quotient. May denominator siya. Kasi ito pa lang naman yung sinolve natin, wala pa yung h. So, mag-a-attach na tayo ngayon ng h para hindi kalito-lito, hindi natin ginawa agad dun sa unahan. So, dito natin isasama yung h. So, what happens? Itong trinomial na to, nilagyan natin ng h, di ba? So, take note, tinan mo lahat sila may h, di ba? So, pag kinancel out mo yung h na yan, so, ano na lang naiwan dun sa unang-unang expression? 40. Tapos, yung h squared, pag kinancel mo yung isang h, may iwan na lang h. Kaya may plus h dyan. And then, minus 3h, inalis mo yung isang h, naiwan na lang ay 3. So, ito yung final expression. Kung ito yung f of t, which is equal to 2t squared minus 3t plus 9, ang difference quotient natin ay, ito na lang, 40 plus h minus 3. Which is more simpler than the very first one, di ba? So, yan. Ang haba lang ng computation niya. So, meron pa tayong another example. Given natin ay y is equal, y to the z is equal to 1 over z plus 2. So, fraction siya. So, yung kanina natin, trinomial, diba? So, ngayon, what happens? So, parang ganun din. We are just going to follow yung ginawa natin kanina. Lalagyan natin siya ng plus h muna. So, ano nangyari? Yung z natin, naging z plus h, and then ito, naging z plus h din. So, it's a bit simple, right? Okay. Next step, we are going to put these two together. Okay, ima-minus natin. This minus this is this minus this. Okay? Pagsamahin natin. So, this was happens when we put them together. So, yung expression na to na intended for y of z plus h. So, ito siya. Minus, para dun sa y of z naman ay ito, ilalagay natin doon. So, yun, pinagsama lang natin siya. And then next, kailangan natin kunin yung least common denominator para pag-isahin natin yung expression. Take note, these are two different expressions na hinahati ng or sineseparate ng subtraction. So, kailangan maging isang expression lang siya, and the way to do that is to find the least common denominator. And since magkaiba yung denominator, ang gagawin lang natin, we multiply them to each other. So, ang technique lang doon pagka ganon is magko-cross multiply lang siya. So, yung 1 doon, mapapalitan ng denominator na to. So, na-cross multiply siya. Tapos, yung 1 dito, napalitan ng denominator na yan. So, yan yung nangyari. So, that's finding the LCD. So, next naman is we are going to distribute the negative sign dun sa expression inside the parentheses dun sa right side. So, this will become negative h. This will become, this will become negative z. This will become negative h. And this will become negative 2. Okay? So, unlike dun sa previous example natin na gumamit pa tayo ng mga red to slash yung mga pwede nating i-cancel out, this time, we will just observe it. So, this positive z can be cancelled out with negative z. So, pwede natin na alisin na yon. And then, yung positive 2 at saka yung negative 2, pwede na rin natin i-cancel out. So, we are left with just the negative h dun sa numerator natin. So, ayan yung magiging expression. Okay? So, the denominator is as is. Wala naman tayong ginawa sa kanya. So, ang susunod natin, which is almost the final step, is i-attach na natin yung denominator na h para maging quotient na siya. So, ito yung mangyayari. So, nung i-attach natin dun sa expression na to yung denominator na h, so, okay, take note yan. So, saan napunta yung h? Nandun siya sa dulo. And if you're going to observe this right side of the equation, yung h na to, tsaka yung h na to, makakancel pa siya, ba? Diba? By cancellation, yung i-divide natin yung h sa numerator and denominator. So, ang mangyayari, if we do that, ay mawawala yung h dun sa denominator at ito ay magiging negative 1 na lang. So, this ends yung expression natin. So, the difference quotient is equal to negative 1 over the quantity z plus h plus 2 times the quantity z plus 2. Okay? So, yan na yan. So, let's proceed with other problems na associated sa functions. So, this time, problem 3, we are asked to determine all the roots of the function. Lagi-laging ganun, di ba? Pagka meron tayong mga trinomial, hanapin natin, what are the roots of this function? Meron tayong hinahanap lagi. So, eto yon. So, given h of t equals 18 minus 3t minus 2t squared, hanapin natin yung root nitong expression na to. So, ang gagawin muna natin is we are going to rearrange it into the standard form. Okay? So, the standard form ay yung may pinakamataas na exponent, yun yung ilalagay natin sa unang-una. And then, ito na ang exponent lang ay 1 at saka yung whole number lalagay natin dun sa pinakadulo. So, ito yung magiging itsura. So, negative 2t squared minus 3t plus 18. Now, kapag ka inobserbahan mo to at saka itinry-try mo, hindi mo to ma-factor kasi wala siyang common factor. Hindi mo pwede i-factor yung 2 kasi may 3 dito. Tsaka hindi mo siya pwedeng hatiin na ganun dun sa factoring trinomials kasi hindi siya talaga factorable. So, ano na lang yung pwede? Ang pwede natin gawin ay yung quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is, yan, kaya nga formula eh. Ito yung formula niya. So, para mo daw makuha yung t, yung root ng t, ito lang daw yung gagawin mo. So, negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay? So, paano yan? Takot ka naman kasi meron ng ABC, meron ng T, meron pang ABC. So, madali lang siya. Yung A daw ay yung coefficient nung squared, ng T squared. So, yung negative 2, yun yung A. Tapos, yung B ay yung coefficient nung T, which is negative 3. At saka yung C, yun yung ating whole number. Okay? So, tapos ngayon, isa-substitute lang natin lahat ng mga values na to dito sa ating formula. So, when we substitute the values of A, B, C, dun sa quadratic formula natin, we will do it one by one. So, yung negative B, ipapalit natin yung negative of negative 3 Take note ha, may negative 3 na talaga siya dito. Subalit lalagyan pa natin siya ulit ng negative sa unahan. So, the negative of negative 3 is positive 3. Kaya na-cancel out na yung negative sign. So, naging positive 3 na lang siya. So, plus, minus, just copy it. And then, b squared ay the quantity negative 3 squared minus, and then 4. Tapos, yung value ng a natin ay negative 2. Yan, pinaparenthesis natin para hindi nakakalito. And then the value of c is 18. All over 2a, so 2 times negative 2. So, by substitution. So, be very careful sa pagsasubstitute. Baka magkakamali kayo, kagaya nito, o, diba? So, negative na pala siya antimano. So, ini-negative mo pa siya, kaya magiging positive na siya ngayon. So, what happens? So, by simplifying the expression, so, yung 3 natin as is, yung negative 3 squared is negative 3 times negative 3. It becomes positive 9. Okay? And then, ito yung nangyari dito. Di ba minus yan? So, minus sign. Operation yan. Okay? So, imumultiply muna natin tong tatlo na to. So, 4 times negative 2 times 18. And the answer for this is negative 144. Okay, ulit. May minus doon, kaya minus doon. Okay, minus pa rin yan. Ang imumultiply muna natin ay 4ac, kaya 4, which is positive, di ba? 4 times negative 2 times 18, you have negative 144. Okay? And then yung denominator natin, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. So, what's next? So, yung susunod natin, since negative siya at saka minus yun, mamumultiply na yung dalawang sign, magiging plus siya. So, actually, in-inverse natin. So, di ba sabi natin sa operation ng subtraction is just the inverse of addition. So, make it plus and then get the additive inverse of this. So, kaya naging ganun siya. Okay? So, yun lang yung simpleng ginawa natin. Naging plus lang yun. And then, pag inad natin, that's 153. Na 153 is factorable. So, sasabihin natin, tama na yan. Tapos na eh. No, not yet. Kasi 153 is factorable. Pwede mo siyang i-multiply ng 9 at saka 17. And 9 is a perfect square. So, pwede mo siyang i-square root. Pag in-square root mo to, lalagay mo siya dito dun sa labas. So, ayan yung magiging sagot niya. Okay? So, eto ngayon yung roots ng expression natin. So, 3, dalawa bale, di ba? So, 3 plus 3 times square root of 17 over negative 4. At saka, 3 minus 3 times the square root of 17 over negative 4. So, dalawa yung ano niya, yung sagot niya. So, isa pa. Mas madali. So, suppose that we have the expression or the function f of x is equal to x to the 5th minus 4x to the 4th minus 32x cubed. So, mapapansin mo, lahat sila may x, diba? So, ang next step niyan is factor out natin. Kasi lahat naman may x, diba? So, may common monomial factor siya. So, alisin natin yung pinakamaliit na exponent. So, x cubed. Pag inalis natin dito yung x cubed, maiiwan x squared. Pag inalis natin dito yung x cubed, maiiwan na lang dyan x. Kaya, negative 4x na lang siya. And then, pag inalis natin yung x cubed dito, maiiwan na lang ay negative 32. So, ayan na yung nangyari sa kanya. Okay? So, we have factored out the common monomial factor of x cubed. Ngayon, pag tinignan mong mabuti itong nasa loob na to, this one is factorable. So, trinomial siya. Which is factorable. So, masaya to. Madali lang yung sagot. So, you factor the trinomial. At yung trinomial na yon ay x minus 4. X plus 4 at saka x minus 8. So, yan. So, factoring lang yung ginawa natin. So, kahit na i-multiply back mo siya to check kung yan yung sagot, tama yan. So, x times x is x squared. 4 times 8 negative 8 is negative 32. Tapos pag sinubtract mo siya, so positive 4x at saka negative 8x. So pag pinagsama mo yon, negative 4 yung middle term. So yan yung factor niya. Ngayon, ano ngayon yung mga roots? Okay, so dyan may susolve din tayo ng konti. So the roots are 0, negative 4, at saka 8. So, tingnan nyo yung nangyari. So, di ba wala siyang kapartner na number? Kaya yan yung unang-unang root. X is equal to 0. Ito naman, x plus 4, kaya ang root niya, negative 4. Ito naman, x minus 8, kaya ang root niya, positive 8. Now, paano nangyari yon? Ito yung solution. So, sa unang-unang, para makuha mo yung root, x cube, i-equate mo siya lagi sa 0. X cube is equal to 0. So, ano ngayon yung x? X is equal to 0. Kailan ba nagiging 0 yung x cube? Kapag ka yung x ay 0. Kaya, yun yung sagot doon. Second, x minus 4, ito yung, mali tayo dito ha. X plus 4 is equal to 0. So, teka lang ha, ayusin natin. So, dapat x plus 4. Ganun talaga. Pwedeng magkamali. Yan. And kapag ka inilipat natin siya sa other side of the equation, magiging minus siya. There. Kaya siya magiging negative 4. There. Yan. So, balikan natin. Okay? There. So, kapag ka yung itong x plus 4 natin, inilipat natin yung positive 4 dun sa right side, magiging negative siya. Okay? So, kaya 0 minus 4 is negative 4. Kaya meron tayong ganun. So, tandaan nyo lang ang technique, napalitan lang yung sign ng katabi. Okay? And then yung last, so ganun din. So, x minus 8. Okay? Tapos, ililipat mo lang siya dun sa right side, magiging positive. Kaya, x is equal to 8. Okay? So, yung susunod na problem natin is composite function, f of g of x. We are asked to find the f of g of x and the g of f of x. O yun, para pinag-combine natin yung dalawang function. Meron tayong f of x, which is 5x plus 2. Tapos, meron tayong g of x, which is x squared minus 14x. And we are asked to find the f of g of x. And bukod sa doon, we are asked to find the g of f of x. So, how do you solve for that? Finding the f of g of x is actually parang papalitan mo yung f of x natin, pero instead na x, ang ilalagay natin sa loob, yung expression na g of x. Okay? Ilalagay mo siya sa loob. So, ganun yun. So, kung ito yung g of x, ipapasok lang natin siya dun sa loob. Okay? Tingnan nyo yung transition na f of g of x, which is f of the quantity g of x, tapos yung g of x na yun yung pinalit natin dun sa loob. So, ano mangyayari? Ito yung susundin natin, pero instead na x lang, ilalagay natin yung buong expression na yun kapalit nung x. So, this is what happens. Ayan. So, ito yung 5. Tapos na instead of x lang, ang ipinalit natin ay yung expression na x squared minus 14x plus 2. So, yung plus ay yung pa rin yun, plus 2. Yung x lang dito ang pinalitan natin. And then we will distribute 5 dun sa dalawang expression. So, we will have 5x squared. Tapos yung 5, i-multiply mo dun sa negative 14. That's negative 70. So, negative 70x plus 2. So, ito na yung sagot. So, f of g of x is 5x squared minus 70x plus 2. Now, paano naman yung g of f of x? Yung g of f of x naman, ayun yung g, tapos yung mapapunta sa loob niya, yung f of x. So, ano yung f of x natin? 5x plus 2. So, yun yung ilalagay natin sa loob. So, tinan nyo yung transition, okay? So, wag malilito, ilalagay lang siya doon. tapos g yung function. So, since yun, g ang function, itong expression na to, ipapalit natin sa x na to, at saka dun sa x sa dulo. So, yan yung mangyayari. Okay? Tingnan mabuti. So, instead of x squared siya, naging 5x plus 2 quantity squared, minus 14, instead na x lang, naging 14 times 5x plus 2. So, ngayon, ang susunod natin gawin is expand na natin yung mga expression. So, pag minultiply natin yan, we have 25x squared plus 20x plus 4. Ito yon, equivalent yan dito. And then when we distribute this, we have negative 70x at saka negative 28. So, aalisin lang natin yung parentheses, okay? Para ma-combine natin yung mga like terms. So, ang mangyayari, itong 25x squared, wala naman siyang katulad dito. So, na-retain na 25x squared. Tapos, yung 20x natin, positive siya. Tapos, may negative tayo doon. So, mamaminus yun. Okay? Subtraction or subtraction of signed numbers or addition of signed numbers. Mas malaki yung 70, negative siya, kaya negative 50x. And then, ganun din yung nangyari dito sa, so different signs sila, so we will subtract. So, positive 4 at saka negative 28, so we have negative 24. So, the value of g of f of x is 25x squared minus 50x plus 24. So, itong mga ginawa natin ng mga problems, ay ito yung mga pangkaraniwang pinapagawa sa prior, dun sa talagang calculus proper, kasi gagamitin to later on doon sa mga operations sa calculus. Kaya kailangan siyang i-review. Okay? So, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching.
Huwag niyo pong kalimutan na mag-like, subscribe, and share ng video ito. At kung meron pa po kayong mga gustong itanong o mga topics na dapat na i-discuss ko, please comment down below.